Hello, I'm FPX Toycat and welcome back to Seed Sunday. This is the weekly series where I show you seeds for Minecraft that are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. And today I have a seed that I found by pure chance while searching entirely random seeds, but it's such a great seed in so many ways, both for speedrunning as I intend to use it, but also just for if you want an interesting Minecraft seed with pretty much every single feature found somewhere right near spawn. You're going to find it with this particular seed. You'll see the seed on screen right now in case you're curious, and if you do type that in, you'll spawn right over here, nicely between a savanna biome, a plains biome, and of course a desert biome. Three of Minecraft's best biomes, especially if you're trying to complete the game, but also they're three of the best biomes for looking for structures, including access to a cave just 20 blocks away from spawn. I mark spawn with these beacons for these Seed Sunday videos, and as you can see, just over there is the spawn, just over here is a cave, and in the cave, almost immediately, you can find some iron ore. You can find over three of it, in fact, which is handy for making a bucket. If you have a bucket, you can use a lava pool on the surface to make a nether portal, and that means that just over here, having a lava at surface, which you do in fact find, is incredibly handy because you can go to the nether super fast on this seed. Again, useful for speedrunners, but also just a fun fact in general. But just in case somehow you're not interested in either of those two things, you're like, I'm here for the interesting structures like the one you mentioned, probably in a title or thumbnail, Toycat, well then allow me to slide over here to the right some more, because here you can see there's a desert well. It's Minecraft's best structure. Wow, it's water available in the desert. You know what you can't find in deserts? Water. There's absolutely none of it available, and I love being able to find a desert well right here. But more seriously, if we just head a little bit to the north, you'll find something quite astounding, because there is a ravine, a really deep ravine in fact, that goes all the way from 69 blocks on the surface all the way down to Y11, which is nice by itself. But guess what? There's three other rare things about this ravine, because ravines, they're a somewhat normal Minecraft structure. We see them all the time. But do you see ravines with fossils in them? Yeah, you saw this just after looking at the seed. There is literally a bone block structure already. This is the fossil, one of Minecraft's hardest to find structures. There's no way to search it with commands, and admittedly, it's mostly a fun thing to find, but still, this is incredible that it spawns right here in the open in a ravine. Like, the odds of this happening are so low, especially with the closest ravine to spawn, but it gets even better because just over here, you know what you're gonna find? That's right, exposed diamond to the air, to the atmosphere, with some gravel, which comes up and covers it if you do break some. But yeah, the fact that there is diamond instantly available makes this seed even nicer. But you know what makes it nicer than either of these two things? Because that's rare, that's helpful, but you know what's better than both those things? Rare and helpful, because it's a mob spawner right up here. A mob spawner which spawns next to some weird glitchy lava, like there's a solid block here, then there's some flowing blocks over here, which also spawns with a couple of chests. Those couple of chests contains a saddle, contains bucket, contains, the disc 13 in case that's your favorite thing, and also contains a golden apple and an enchanted book. This enchantment is always going to be random, so sometimes you get some good ones, but yeah, the fact that you get two saddles, all these pumpkin seeds, and all of that stuff right here from spawn is incredible in my opinion. It's hard to describe a ravine with three astoundingly rare things, but what if I said that was just one of the things you find on this seed? You've already seen it, if you were paying attention earlier, but we also have literally between the three things we mentioned so far, heading back towards the lava. Again, it's kind of hard to spot. You're focusing on the big glowy orange, goo that can consume you whole, but what if I said there's also a desert temple found just over here that's mostly buried? A mostly buried desert temple. That's cool in my opinion, but what's cooler than a mostly buried desert temple with even rabbits at the base right here? We could knock the rabbit in if we wanted to. I'm going to choose not to for now. But yeah, the fact that we have this incredible natural generation right next to it, but even better than that is if you go a different direction from spawn, things get amazing over there as well. So here is the spawn area, again, marked by the beacon. What we can find if we head to the north instead, if we head to this direction, is you're going to find three villages within just a few hundred blocks of the spawn. You're going to find just over here, next to a second desert temple, by the way, a desert temple that is the exact opposite of the previous one. Instead of being entirely buried, it's entirely visible because it spawned mostly in a river. There's a desert village found just over here. That's really nice. There's a desert village found just over here. That's really nice. We're going to ignore the structure next to it. And there's a savannah village found just over there. Both of these two villages are the ones I'm going to be paying attention to. This village, of course, because of the giant structure in it, let's give up the gig. There is an incredibly rare, not meant to happen chance right here of a pillager outpost spawning in a village. That's right. The pillagers spawn next to the village, and that means you start with an immediate civil war on your hands. It's incredible to look at, but yep, it's a real thing that does in fact happen. Reinforcements are spawning right over here, and they have to fight the iron golems to the death. It's fascinating to look at in my opinion, but it gets even better than that because there's also a blacksmith here, a desert blacksmith, which you don't find quite as often as their plains equivalent. You can see in this blacksmith there's a chance of getting obsidian, iron, diamond, rare loot like that, including horse armor. So yeah, you get horse armor, you get free food, you get free villager trades, and more importantly than that, you get something incredible, which is all of this stuff spawning right over here next to the village. Like, look at this. It literally spawns inside of this dude's house. This dude sleeps half inside of his house and half inside of a tent. Look at this right here. The house over here is literally, you know, half combined into the pillager tower. I feel bad for the villager that has to live here, personally. I mean, he obviously stores his emeralds in his chest, so he's doing pretty well for himself. But yeah, the fact that you can see right here that there's just so much overlap between these structures, it shows why they really shouldn't happen. I mean, right here, you can see there's literally a button on the side of nothing. I mean, how does that even make sense? It doesn't make sense is the answer, but that's how Minecraft naturally generates because of a weird bug with both of these things. I wouldn't say a bug, it's like a quirk of natural generation, but you know what else is a quirk of natural generation? Just over there, besides this already existing, which is rare, unique by itself, you know what you're gonna find? You're gonna find a swamp hut, which is just at the edge of the swamp water, which means it spawns into the, you know, the deep river right here, which means it has towers this high. That's kind of rare and unique, right? And also, you get your witch, you get your black cat. It's cute, it's adorable, it's a whole thing. But what's better than a witch's hut, a pillager outpost, and a village with a blacksmith all spawning close together to two other villages? Well, what if I said the other village over here, the you know, the savannah village, if you will? What if I said this savannah village, which half spawns in a desert, which means, guess what? Half the villages are going to be desert villages, half are going to be savannah villages. Right here, we can see how desert villages and savannah villages can live side by side in the same village. You know what? He just got his first profession. That's right, we cured racism right here. As you can see, we got savannah villagers living alongside desert villagers, and if that's not beautiful enough for you, maybe what you will enjoy is the fact that you can find, if you look around here, a cleric villager, or at least depending on your spawn. They have different roles, it seems, sometimes, but you will be able to find a cleric villager around the place, which is incredible, because these can be used to get ender pearls. Again, useful for that speedrunning thing, but even better than that is the fact that just over here, which, you know, just to mention, the spawn is only over there, a few hundred blocks to the south. All you have to do is go below this village and you'll find something absolutely incredible, because if we just head down from roughly here, let's say, what you'll be able to find is the end portal room, and I guess to be more precise, what you'll be able to find is the stronghold, and as part of the stronghold, you know what you find? The end portal room. And we'll make what's better than an end portal room? An end portal room with 4 of the IF enders already spawned. This isn't rare chance, this isn't me getting lucky for this video, this is the seed. Yeah, I guess the seed was a rare chance and a very lucky thing, but the seed had roughly a 1 in 1,000. It's a little bit less because of polynomials I can't calculate right now, but it was 4 1 in 10 chances coming together to create this incredibly rare situation, which gives you 1/3 of the, you know, kind of a discount on the portal. So instead of needing 12 IF enders, or sometimes 11 on some seeds, you get 8 IF enders required for you to beat the game. This isn't, you know, the best we've seen on Java, but for Bedrock, where there aren't as sophisticated seed searching tools, this is an incredible find that cuts down the amount of work required by about 1/3, which is useful if, say, you're trying to beat Minecraft as fast as possible. But if you search the rest of the stronghold, or if you know what's going on here like I do, and you dig just below the end portal room, usually really unadvised, then you'll find yourself in another part of the stronghold, which happens to have 2 of these chests. And what's that? There's an ender pearl in one of them. What's that? There's some bread in the other one. You know what we can make? We can make a open-faced ender pearl sandwich right there. But no, the more serious implication of this is, of course, the fact that 2 chests down here, giving you a decent chance of getting an ender pearl, is incredible value, because it means that you can sometimes, you know, get not just, you know, 4 ender pearls, you know, saved and made your game that much faster. You can sometimes get 5, as we did in this one, or 6 if you're lucky and both of them go off. That is incredible, and that is a really niche fun benefit of this seed. The fact that literally just here, again, by pure chance, just below the end portal room, there's just a hallway, which happens to contain 2 of these. It's just one of those rare, amazing facts about this seed that makes it that good for speedrunning, and the best one we found so far in the Minecraft Bedrock world. And so that is why this is one of the ultimate Minecraft speedrunning seeds. Add on top of that the fact that if you wanted to get more loot, and if you wanted to get more, you know, Enderman stuff, you've got all of the biomes where Enderman are perfect to spawn during the night, because there's no rain and there's relatively flat terrain, as you can see, for miles around. That's why this seed is amazing. You can see how if you search this desert, and if you search, you know, these savannas long enough, you find village after village after village, because all of these biomes do spawn with them, and they will spawn with them a fair amount of the time. And even better than that, right over here, just in front of the village I was just talking about, we have a rare savanna M biome. So this kind of is the exact opposite of the point I was talking about when it comes to, you know, having flat, you know, terrain, which is great for Enderman. This isn't great for Enderman, but it is great for if you just want a niche place to settle down, a weird place with extreme verticals. I mean, Minecraft hill terrain tries to generate pretty naturally normally, but it just looks absurd when you see how high it goes so fast. Like, literally, we can be here 1 block, and then we can go down. So this is 125, this is 119, head down another 18 blocks, another 3 blocks, another you know, 20 blocks or so, and then 5 blocks later you're down at the very surface. It's an extreme gradient, unlike that you'll see on most seeds. You even get something that, again, we always love on this channel. It's a floating island just over here, and yeah, Savannah Ems. They have really cool grass, they have really cool shape in my opinion, and also in this case you get a really nice view of the surrounding area. So yeah, we are looking for a speedrunning seed still. I want to, you know, find better than this in the long run, because of course 1 in 1,000 chance is wonderful, but getting 5 eye offenders, which is a 1 in 10,000 chance, again slightly less because of polynomial maths, but a 1 in 10,000 chance, or a 1 in 100,000 chance for 6 eye offenders, these would be the dream. I mean, what if we said 7 or 8? Of course, they're the stretch goals. These are things I am looking for at any cost possible. If you are looking for a seed 2 because you want to see the game be speedrun fast, or because you want me to show off your seed on Seed Sunday, or because you're just kind of curious and you want to, you know, search some random seeds, please look for strongholds which are close enough to spawn, within 1,000 you know, blocks or so, if not a little bit over. Look for seeds that have villages with blacksmiths so you can get some free loot if possible. Look for seeds that have lava somewhere near spawn, ideally some form of some form of snow as well, so you can make snowballs to fight the dragon. If you can get these things within a relatively small distance of spawn, and you can get anything more than 4 eye offenders, if you find 5 eye offenders, you've got a 1 in 10,000 chance. I'd love to see your seed regardless, but if you can get that on top of those other things, you might have found an even better seed for speedrun than this one. But for now, this seed was a 1 in 1,000 chance. It's incredible because that 1 in 1,000 chance just happened to lay on top of some incredible other luck regarding villages, regarding biomes, regarding that ravine with the fossil, the diamond, and the mob spawner exposed from spawn. Lots of rare things happen to go together to make this 1 in 1,000 chance into much, much, much rarer, into 1 in several 100,000 chance. And that's the wonderful thing about Minecraft seeds, the fact that even if this seed is a 1 in 100,000 chance, a 1 in 500,000 chance, because of just all the rare things together that make this seed wonderful, even if it is a 1 in 500,000 chance, there are 4.3 billion different seeds on Bedrock. This means that there are actually 8,000 seeds which have a lot of the same criteria you'd find from this one, and that's the thing that really encourages me. Like, we can find incredible seeds that make it look like anything we find forever isn't going to be as good, and when I found this seed live on a live stream, it really felt like every seed we found afterwards just didn't match up for it, but eventually, with enough searching, with enough patience, and with enough people doing the same, like I would encourage you to do so after this, if you want to push forward the Minecraft Bedrock community, with enough people searching in enough ways, we can make this happen. And yeah, this was a seed found by me, but I'm more than happy to show off a seed found by someone else if you can beat those criteria, because again, I'd love to see the Minecraft Bedrock speedrun time get significantly lower. It's something I'm going to be working on, and I'd love to see it if you're interested in that too. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you all did enjoy it. Like this one if you liked it, share if you really liked it, subscribe if you're new around here, and turn on those notifications if you like this pumpkin, don't have a face right now, and you secretly want one. Because isn't the thing we all want in the world someone to come around with some shears and to shear a face into us so that we can smile? You know that's what you want, and you can get that by liking this video and subscribing, of course, with notifications turned on if you want to see more of these. Obviously, considering subscribing is something every YouTuber says, but it is something that I think is very useful if you want to see more of these videos. And if you didn't like this video, then you can dislike it and tell me why in the comments down below. But for now, thank you very much for watching, because I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.